What's going on, guys? MasterMariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. This morning, Bandai dropped the list for the new Ultimate box. It comes out on August, I believe, the 2nd. It's going to have new leaders. It's going to have new support for a lot of the old archetypes, some of the newer ones as well. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are not so great. Let's go ahead and dig into it and find out which are which. First up is our red leader, Kefla. Everybody that was so obsessed with Kale and Khalifa got their wish in the Kefla leader. When this card attacks a leader card, you may choose one Universe 6 in your hand and place it in your drop area. If you do so, draw 2 cards, so a similar effect to the yellow Goku leader that we got in set 4. And then when your life is at 4 or less, choose 2 of your energy, switch them to active, and flip this card over. Awakened, she becomes Explosive Power Kefla. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, activate main. Once per turn, choose a Universe 6 in your hand, place it in your drop area. Choose this card or one of your Universe 6 battle cards, against 5,000 power and double strike for the duration of the turn. That's a pretty cool ability, especially if you can give it to a Universe 6 that has crit and give it a little bit of a power boost and the double strike. That'll be pretty terrifying. Next, we got some Gotenks support in Ghost Combo Gotenks. He's a 4-drop 20,000 with Double Strike. And when you combo with this card, if your leader card is red and you have 4 or less cards in your hand, play 1 Ghost token in rest mode. It's kind of an interesting card, especially since it says when you combo with this card. So yeah, he's a 20,000 with Double Strike, but his ability doesn't give a shit if he's on the field. It just wants you to combo with him. So you run 4 of them, keep them in your hand, and then you just combo with them turn 1 or turn 2 and just get out free Ghost tokens. So it eliminates the need to play the Super Ghost Kamikaze extra card while still getting you tokens. And since you can do it on your opponent's turn when they attack you, bam, they can't attack your tokens, and then you have new tokens on your turn. My favorite card from the red set is Virtuous Strength Gohan. He's a 3-cost 15,000. And his permanent says if your leader card is red, this card can attack battle cards that are in active mode. And his auto says during your turn, when this card KOs an opponent's battle card, inflict 1 damage to your opponent. So I can think of at least a few decks that this card would go in. I am a little upset that he didn't get the Universe 7 tag. I know it's technically the Great Saiyaman due to the art, but I would love to be able to abuse this with the Universe 7 Gohan leader. I could see this card being played in Buhan as well. However, he's just a weaker, less effective variant of Miraculous Comeback, so probably not as much. But if they wanted to run him over the BCC Gohan, I could see it happening. Next, we have Umbral Blade Dabura. He's a 5-drop 25,000 power with Double Strike. And when you play this card, if you have Evil Wizard Bobbity in your battle area or leader area, for the duration of the turn, this card gains 10,000 power and dual attack. I don't know when you're going to have Bobbity in your battle area that you're going to want to play him. Unless you use the 6-drop Bobbity to actually bring out this Dabura, which would be a neat little strategy. But again, you have to be able to bring out that Bobbity, which requires you to have 6 red energy. So not really sure that'll happen, and I'm pretty positive nobody's going to go back to using the Bobbity leader either. So it's a neat card, neat concept, probably won't see as much play. Here we have Rampant Evil Majin Buu. He's a 5-cost 25,000 power with Deflect. It does suck he doesn't have an evolve cost, however you can still bring him out easier via Awakening Evil Majin Buu and just use his ability to get out this Majin Buu. When you play this card, if your leader card is a Majin, which makes me think we might get a new Majin Buu leader either in set 5 or in one of the other sets, draw 1 card, choose up to 1 of your energy, and switch it to active mode. And this card gains triple strike for the duration of the turn. So what's cool is you could actually use the Awakening Evil Majin Buu to bring him out, so you evolve for 2 energy, then he comes out, resets 1 of your energy, so you basically evolved for 1, and then he's got triple strike, and then you could either just go ham by evolving another card on top of him, such as Ultimate Evil Majin Buu, and then he'd switch back to active mode, and you can attack for another triple strike, which would be pretty freaking crazy. And you're doing all of that for just 2 energy, meaning all your other energy is going to be free to do with whatever you please, which with the Majin Buu deck can be pretty terrifying. Now again, he does have to have a Majin leader, so maybe we'll see some more people using the Majin Buu leader so they can use this card. or again, we might get another Majin Buu leader. I know a lot of people have been asking for a Super Buu leader, which is Majin Buu after the evil Majin Buu absorbed the fat Majin Buu. So that would be kind of cool to see. Then lastly for red, we have Capricious Destroyer Champa. He's a 2-cost, 10,000 power. When you play this card, if your leader card is a God or Universe 6, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with 9,000 power or less and KO them. I'm not quite sure which cards have 9,000 power, unless it means 2 cards that equal up to 9,000 power, but it doesn't specify that. So I'm assuming it means 2 different battle cards with 9,000 or less, which means you're killing 2 1-drops. Maybe a 2-drop that has 5,000 power, but most of them don't. So I'm not really quite sure where they're going with this. What card has 9,000 power? Up next for blue, we have another Vegeta leader, and he has the Warrior of Universe 7 trait. When this card attacks a leader card, if you have a Universe 7 in your energy area, draw 1 card, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. That's a really neat ability for it to be dependent on what's in your energy area, but you only have to have 1. So you just charge a Universe 7, he gets to attack, and he gets a free 5,000 boost every turn. That's kind of disgusting. He also switches 2 of your energy to active mode when he awakens. I think all of the leaders in this box do that, so none of them will have the draw 2 ability, which makes Chilling Terror 17 not as great, but again, people will probably not use some of these new leaders, and they'll just kind of stick to what they're already using. Looking at you, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Awakened, he becomes Explosive Power Vegeta. During your turn, if you have 3 or more Universe 7 in your energy area, this card gains 5,000 power, so a little more than 1 that the other side had, but still it's a free 5,000 for nothing. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. You may choose up to 1 of your energy and add it to your hand. If you chose to add a card from your energy area to your hand, choose up to 1 card in your hand and add it to your energy. What the hell? That is, that's a new one. That's definitely a new one. But what's cool about it is it does let you kind of cycle out your cards if you're like, damn, I kind of wish I hadn't charged that. Here you go. You can have it back. It's okay. You can take it back. Play something different. The cool part about that is it doesn't specify anything about your energy. So you take an energy you have tapped back to your hand, put a new energy down, and you kind of cycle it. So between his ability, Unyielding Spirit Trunks, and Sensu Bean, this Vegeta is actually going to be pretty disgusting. One of my favorites for blue is definitely Awe-Inspiring Intimidator, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He's a 4-cost, 20,000 power. Sadly, he does not have Evolve. And his permanent says, if your leader card is blue and this card is in rest mode, this card gains Barrier, and your opponent's cards cannot attack your leader card. When you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, draw 1 card. So basically, you slap him down, you swing with him. Now he's in rest mode. If your leader's blue, he can't be targeted by any of your opponent's cards, so no getting blown up. They can only attack him. Sadly, he doesn't get a boost like that Bergamo from the Tournament of Power set. But if you just kind of combo on him or slap a Sensu Bean, he'll do pretty good at keeping you from getting destroyed by your opponent. I definitely look forward to trying to abuse this card as much as I possibly can, simply because it's Vegeta and he's one of the best characters in the franchise. Up next, we have Determined Time Leaper Trunks, another one of my favorites from this box. He's a 2-cost, 10,000 power. Look at that art. It's just so freaking good. And he's got the purple hair, which kind of confuses me because he's got the purple hair, but he's got the blue jacket, but he's Future Trunks Saga. I don't freaking know what's happening. When this card attacks, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 Trunks Future among them and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So basically he's a tutor for 2 energy, and he gains a 5,000 boost, so he's 15,000 for 2. That's not a bad card at all. I look forward to abusing this card quite a bit in my Trunks deck. It's almost like Bandai heard my wish for extra Future Trunks support. One of the cards I was looking forward to the most is Nightmare Scythe Goku Black. They said we were getting more Goku Black and Zamasu support in this box. I was super hyped for it. With this card, I'm slightly confused. We already have this card. He's a 3-cost, 15,000. With Barrier, and when you play this card, if your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, play 2 Shadow Tokens. Shadow Tokens have 10,000 power, 0 combo cost, and 5,000 combo power. So he's a blue version of the Terror Scythe Goku Black we already had. except he has Barrier, and he requires Zamasu or Goku Black Leader. It's cool. I love the flavor to it, but the only difference really is that he has Barrier. And that the art is super dope. I like that they took the Dokkan art. They took that Dokkan art from the card where he has the Scythe. They changed the background a little bit, added some cool looking effects to it. Honestly, it is one of the coolest cards in the set, especially the design of the card. Now I'm going to have to figure out a way to use it, and I actually will probably use both the blue and the green ones, just because you can just swarm the field with tokens with them, and they're free combo fodder, and he's got Barrier. Everybody likes Barrier, right? Then, speaking of Zamasu, we have Undying Link Zamasu. He's a 4, cost 20,000 power with Indestructible. When you play this card, if your leader card is Zamasu or Goku Black, so I like that both of them specify you can use either leader with them, and you have 5 or more energy, you may inflict 2 damage to your life. If you do so, choose up to 4 of your energy and switch them to active mode. So, what's kind of cool is he allows you to self-awaken. You have to be at 5 energy for it, so it's going to be a little harder for Goku Black. Granted, you can take 1 of your life and use it for an energy, so you can do it by your turn 4 if you're not playing Objection or the Supreme Kai, but if you are playing either of those, you can do it by turn 3, I suppose. So it can help you self-awaken, basically making him a free card and getting you two cards added to your hand, but he'll be really useful in the Zamasu leader, because you're definitely going to get to 5 energy, no problem with that leader. But he has Indestructible, but what's he really doing for you? He's helping you self-awaken, yes, so he'll be good to run with the Zamasu leader. And you're playing him for free, but other than that, like, he's just another body. He's 1 single damage, which is not a bad thing. I just wish that he did a little bit more to justify putting him on the field besides awakening. Especially since the Zamasu leader himself doesn't really care to awaken until as late as possible anyway, so you can draw out the amount of cards in your deck that you can use for his ability to protect your life. Then we have Indiscriminate Obliteration Sidra. He's a 3 cost 15,000 power blocker. When you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. If you do so, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost equal to or less than your energy and KO it. So that's pretty cool, especially if you went first and you're up 1 energy on your opponent, or even if you play this in like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and you're 2 energy up, then you can just blow up anything that they play. Then for green, we have another Son Goku leader. He has the Warrior of Universe 7 trait, and he has Bond 1, so another card that has Bond that is not one of the Namekians. It is cool that we get to see this mechanic used a little more, especially since it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I understand why they made it for Namekians, but it doesn't make sense for it to be Namekian exclusive, the way, I don't know, just the way that Bond is worded. And it takes place if you have 1 or more Universe 7 in your battle area. And when this card attacks a leader card, draw 1 card and gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. When he awakens, he also swaps 2 energy back to active mode. When he awakens, he's Explosive Power Son Goku with Warrior of Universe 7, and his permanent switches to Bond 2. During your turn, this card gains 5,000 power and Double Strike, and when this card attacks, draw 1 card. Not really a super big deal. He does get Double Strike, which is alright, but we already had a green Goku leader that has Double Strike all the time. So the only difference really being is that he has Warrior of Universe 7, and you can play your cards for whatever color energy, because Goku's too dumb to notice. Then we have last one standing, Son Goku. He's a 5 cost 25,000 power. Once per turn, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Okay, that's not nice. When you play this card from your hand, if there are 9 or more Universe 7 in your drop area for the duration of the turn, this card gains 10,000 power, triple strike, and its attacks can't be negated. That's pretty friggin' crazy. So he just comes in swinging, you can't negate his stuff, he's Universe 7, so you can do this crap, and then after you're done with it, you can evolve the 8-drop from Turn 1 to Power on him, and it just gets really nasty. Luckily, you can still use blockers, so again, I think free blockers are some of the best cards in the game, especially right now with cards like that. Next, we have Vile Replication Cell. I am both happy and sad for this card. Happy because I really wanted us to get another Cell card, or more Cell-specific support, not just Android 17 and 18 support. He's a 5-cost, 20,000 power. As auto says, when you play this card, if your leader card is an Android, draw 2 cards and play 2 Cell Junior tokens. And they have 10,000 power, 0 combo cost, 5,000 combo power. The reason I'm kind of sad about it is because he's a 5-cost that doesn't really do jack besides bring out 2 tokens. I mean, you could just play him, attack, and combo, and then he's a 5-cost, 30,000 vanilla. Why? I don't know, for some reason, to me, he's just so eh. Maybe if he was a 4-cost, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I can see that you can use him, like, you could bring out the 5-drop, and then put 18 underneath the 5-drop to bring him out and get your tokens, but really I don't see what benefit that's going to serve either an Android deck, a Cell deck, or even a Mirror deck. Like, it just, I don't know, it's so underwhelming to me. Then it wouldn't be a Dragon Ball expansion without Dragon Ball's most annoying movie character, Deathless Warrior Brawly. He is literally deathless because he just keeps coming back, and now he's the main character, the main villain for the new movie. We won't get started on that. He's a 4-cost, 20,000 power. He has evolved 3 green energy. When you evolving a card into Brawly with a different card name from your hand, the evolve cost is decreased by 2 green. So you can play this card and then evolve for 1 green energy. That's pretty gross. When you play this card, if your leader card is Brawly, your opponent may choose one of their battle cards and KO it. If they don't KO a card this way, instead choose 2 cards in their hand and place them in the drop area. That's kind of disgusting because you force them to KO something or you rip 2 cards out of their hand. Honestly, I'd rather KO something more than likely, unless I have 2 useless cards in my hand that are like, well, I can't use these anyways, just go ahead and pitch them. Forget it. Fuck it. Easily the best card in green is Limitless Energy Android 17. He's a 4-cost, 20,000 with barrier, blocker, and when you play this card, if your leader card is green, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. No energy restriction, no active rest mode restriction, nothing. He gets to come out and just KO something. So he is literally a better version of the blocker Android 17 we got in Tournament of Power, except he's just 1 energy more and he's got an extra 5,000. So when you play him, you can blow stuff up. He's a good blocker to sit there and just take whatever. You can't just blow him up. 25,000 blocker too if you're awakened and at 4 or less life. That's pretty crazy. The only downside is he can't attack and then switch back to active mode. So that part does kind of suck. But between the 3-drop 17 and this 4-drop, who's actually a 3-drop because you're playing Android 17 leader, you're just going to have blockers on deck that can also just swarm the field and hurt you for a lot of damage. Honestly, I like it, and I look forward to running it in Androids. I look forward to just running a pure Android deck with no Cell. It would be nice to be able to run Androids and not go, I really need Cell. At least just put him in the side deck. Give him a rest. Let the androids play without fear of being absorbed. Then we have Elegant Assistance Heles. She's a 2-cost, 12,000 power, but she's a super combo. And when you combo with this card, if your leader card is a God or a Universe 2, and your life is at 4 or less, you may play 1 card from your hand in the drop area. If you do so, draw 2 cards and it gains 10,000 power. So it gets to search through the deck a little more, which is like the Hoi super combo we just got in set 4. I know a couple people are really liking that type of ability because it thins your deck out, allows you to dig deeper to get the cards you need. And it's Universe 2, so people are going to use it because of the Maiden crap. And I actually know of a person that's going to run it in the Maiden crap. I know of a couple people. They might want my foil, so maybe I can trade it to them and get a foil Trunks or a foil Goku Black, or because if you didn't know, you get 4 copies of every card in this box, except the leaders, and only 1 of them are shiny. Then for yellow, we got another Jiren leader, and this one is a lot better than the Jiren leader that we got in Tournament of Power. When this card attacks a leader card, you may choose a Universe 11 in your hand, place it in your drop area, draw 2 cards, and then when you awaken, switch 2 energy back to active mode. So he's got a much better draw ability. He fuels your drop area, which is fantastic for the 12-drop Jiren that we just got from set 4. But, more importantly, You're going to use it when you awaken for explosive powered Jiren. When he attacks, draw a card, activate main, choose 9, Universe 11 in your drop area, and send them to your warp. This card gains quadruple strike for the duration of the turn. That is fucking scary. So, dumping all of your cards from your hand, from your deck, to your drop area to be able to spam this ability, 2 hits and your opponent's done. Granted, if the first hit might awaken them if they're not already awakened, but 4 damage, like you can kill them immediately with this ability, which is crazy. You can just combo your whole hand away, just dump everything into one attack, assuming they don't negate it. But jeez, it's just so disgusting. And you can use cards like the Gene that we got in set 4 that says if your leader card is yellow, when you combo with this card, you can mill 3 cards from the top of your deck. Why would you do that? For stupid shit like this. Then, to go with the lineage support we just got in set 4, we have Indomitable Super Saiyan Son Goku Jr. He's a 2-cost, 10,000 power, and if your leader card is Goku's lineage, so you have 3 options there, and your life is at 2 or less, this card gains Swap 8 for 5 yellow energy. I'm really not sure how I feel about this card. Like, you can play him for 2 energy, and then you can do some swappage. Like, the only thing I really see that you could do with this card that would make him worthwhile is using a Grandpa Gohan or a Bardock for 1 energy, and then you get the free swap into this guy, but then he still requires 5 energy to swap. Maybe if you haven't awakened yet, you can awaken, swap 2 of your energy, but he just, I don't know. I don't see you getting that much energy. I haven't had any of my games go past turn 4 with the lineage deck, and so to me, like, just being able to use his ability doesn't seem extremely plausible. But why? I don't know. To me, it's just like, why would you use him to swap to 8 when you can just use, you know, the 5 drops? Especially since we have the 5 drop Apex Super Saiyan Blue that came out of the starter deck that has barrier, so he's gonna stick around for you to be able to swap. I don't know. It's a neat concept, but at this particular moment, it's too damn early in the morning for me to figure out any cheeky shit to do with him. Then we've got some more chilled support to go with those new chilled tokens we got. We got Space Pirate Chilled. He's a 3-cost, 15,000. When you play this card, if your leader card is Frieza Clan, so any of the Frieza cards, whether it's chilled, whether it's Frieza, whether it's cooler, place up to 3 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area, and if a Frieza Clan is in your drop area, draw 1 card and play 2 chilled tokens. So you get to mill, so you get to fuel your Overrealm, and then you get to draw an extra card and get tokens. This card would be really good with the yellow cooler leader, since you get to mill 3 cards every turn, and he gets a boost also if you mill a Frieza Clan. Also, like, it makes it so easy to set up for Scientist Fu to set up 7 cards in your drop to be able to use this. Not to mention, like I said before, you can use the Gene from set 3. Now we have the black leader Zen-oh, and he's a bit of an interesting leader. He has the permanent, you can't include cards in your deck that don't have Universe as part of their special trait. Treat cards with Universe as part of their special traits in all areas as if they had no specified cost. So you can play any Universe cards you want in this deck for any energy you want. I'm not really sure what they're wanting you to do as far as, you know, mix and matching, but it opens the door for a lot of creativity. When this card attacks a leader card, place up to 2 cards from the top of your deck in your drop area, draw 1 card. Why would you want to do that? Well, let's see what happens when he awakens. He becomes Zen-oh, ruler of the universe, even though there's 2 of them, so shouldn't it be rulers of the universes? Anyways, when this card attacks, place up 2 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area, draw 1 card. Once per turn, choose 10 cards in your drop area, send them to your warp. Your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them in the drop area. I don't really know how I feel about that. It's a really not great hand destruction ability. He does let you use, you know, all of the universe cards from the Tournament of Power for whatever color you want to use them for, which is nice, but I don't know. To me, that's not a really good use of your warp area when you could play Overwhelm cards that do so much more. I mean, especially, like, you could just play the Relentless Mira for 3 of the cards in your drop area, and he's going to make your opponent discard 1 card anyways, so I don't know. Zen-oh seems lackluster. Then we have Forced Absorption Demigra. He's a 5-cost 30,000 with Triple Strike. When this card attacks, if your leader card is a Demon God and you have 15 or more black cards in your Warp, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier, and combo with them in your combo area. Holy shit, that's disgusting. That is actually nasty. So, preventing your opponent from getting this card out on turn 5, or preventing them from having 15 cards in their Warp. I don't know how you're going to do that one, but this card is sick. Then we've got Forced Ejection Mass Saiyan. He's a 3-cost 15,000. You overwhelm for 1 energy. Once per turn, if you have placed a card in your energy area during your charge phase this turn, and you have less energy than your opponent, choose one of your opponent's energy and send it to their Warp. Yo, that is a dope ability. I really like that ability. I really like this Mass Saiyan. And this card right here is going to change the way the game is played so fucking much. I'm calling it right now. This card will probably be at least main decked by half of the players. There's no reason not to. 1 energy and you get rid of one of your opponent's energy. This could actually slow the game down like people have been asking, because it's constantly taking away energy, and if both players are main decking like 2 to 4 of them, you're just every turn you're take away energy, take away energy, take away energy, and then you're forcing yourself to play more cards to energy. You're slowing the game down. This might actually be the card that changes the game in a way that we've all been wanting, but we didn't see coming. Almost as if they had an answer to slow the game down this entire time, and they just didn't want to tell us. Next, we have Smiling Madness Toa. She's a 4-cost 20,000. You Zen-oh evolve her for 4. She has Double Strike, and when a card evolves into this card, if your leader card is an android, so either Mira, Android 17, Cell, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, places it in the drop area, and then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards that energy cost 3 or less and gain control of it. So a bit of hand destruction and a bit of the Toa I steal your shit abilities that we've come to expect from all of her cards. Then we have Forced Destruction Mira. He's a 5-cost 25,000. You Zen-oh evolve him for 5. He has Triple Strike, and when a card evolves into this card, if your leader card is Toa or an android, so again, we're getting a Toa leader, probably with set 5, and you have 10 or more black cards in your Warp, your opponent chooses 3 cards in their hand and sends them to their Warp. So kind of a gross Cell-ish type ability. You only need to use him with an android leader, so you can use him with the Miras or the Cell Chain are more than likely going to be your best options. Still pretty gross, but honestly, I gotta say I like it. Hand destruction is definitely becoming one of the biggest strategies in this game. Lastly, we finally got one of the cards that a lot of us, myself included, have been asking for, the God of Destruction Toppo. He does not have a God trait, though, which kind of sucks, but Toppo Unleashed, he's a 5-cost, 25,000 power. He has EX Evolve for 1, place 3 cards from the top of your deck in your drop area, and evolve him on a Toppo with 4 or more energy. I believe both Toppos that we have 4 energy, so you can play him with the red Toppo or the yellow Toppo, either way. And he has Barrier and Blocker. And when a card evolves into this card, if your leader card is Universe 11, and you have 8 or more Universe 11 in your drop area, draw 2 cards, and for the duration of the turn, he has Double Strike and Critical. So, you can use him either as a Double Strike crit hitter, or you can use him as a Barrier Blocker. You're probably not going to want to use them as a Barrier Blocker, but what you could do is get that ability, swing for Double Strike crit, and if you don't kill your opponent that turn, you can use Vados' assistance to put him back to active mode on your opponent's turn, negate an attack, and then he now is a blocker that you can stop your opponent's attacks with. So, pretty neat card. I really like it. Doesn't do exactly what I was hoping a Toppo God of Destruction would do, but at least we got one. Then we've got the official tokens, the Ghost tokens, Cell Jr. tokens, the Shadow tokens, the Meta tokens, and the Chilled Army tokens. The art is cool. I like the art on the Ghost tanks. I like the Cell Jr. little triangle Kamehameha they got going on. I even like the Goku Black's Shadow tokens. The only difference is the Shadow tokens were all Super Saiyan Rose in the anime, so I don't know why they didn't make them here. The art still looks dope. I wish they'd be foil, though. So, it's cool to have official tokens. I like using official tokens, but I don't know how I feel about using these ones. Maybe there'll be a way to make them shiny. Maybe I'll just frickin' find some shiny... I don't know. I want them shiny, damn it. Then lastly, we got an image of the binder that comes with it. The binder looks pretty cool. I like the cover. We got Vegeta, Gohan, we got Piccolo. So it's not just Goku and Vegeta. There's Gotenks with the little ghost token in the bottom. So it looks nice, but it's going to be one of those binders, I believe, where you buy the, like, little pages that you put in it, and you kind of snap it open and close like a 3-ring binder. Really not a fan of that. I'm worried it's going to be cheap, and it's just not going to last. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video, and wow, holy shit, is actually over 30 minutes long. That's crazy. However, there was 35 different cards to go over, if you count both sides of the leader. That's pretty crazy. A lot of this stuff is really cool. There's a lot of support for old archetypes, and I can see a lot of older archetypes coming back as well. I know a lot of people still try to play some of them, like Zamasu, Goku Black. Some people even try to play Chilled, Cooler. It's going to be really cool to see what everybody can come up with this stuff. I plan to come up with more lists for this, so I'm going to be adding to the 25 different deck profiles that will be coming to the channel. It's going to be a lot of work to do, but it's really, I've been up way too long, recording this video for way too long, so we're going to go ahead and get the frig out of here. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below. Let me know in the comments what decks you're looking forward to building with this stuff, and what you think are the best cards that come in this box. Let me know what you think about all the blue cards specifically, just because blue are the ones that I'm most interested in, between the Vegeta, the Trunks, the Goku Black, the Zamasu. I do like the Cooler. I do like the Android 17 that we got coming too. So let me know which cards you guys are interested in, and I look forward to having discussions with you guys. This game is really fun, and I actually really enjoy talking to you guys about all the different things you can do with these new cards. So we're gonna go ahead and get the frig out of here now, and we'll see you guys in another video.